Stephen Guildford in Surrey. Hello. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of reasons why people actually agree with Anderson. You've only got to look at Big Ben the other day, where no action was taken against putting anti-Semitic thing on Big Ben. You look at Tower Bridge. You look at the way that if it was Britain stopped oil, they would have been nowhere near. They'd have been stopped. But because they're Muslims and they're running around London and they're causing absolute havoc, they get away with it.
Are they Muslims? Wait, hang on a minute. You've made a series of assertions, Steve. So let's unpick those assertions. This is a conversation, and you can't just come on and say things and expect not to be challenged or not to have that.
Well, go on then. Go on, challenge me then.
So your phrase just now was Muslim. There are Muslims running around London, projecting things. Hang on. Projecting, and then you associated that with projecting.
Anti-Semitic.
What you believe to be an anti-Semitic phrase onto Parliament.
Apparently, just
a second. Let me finish. Ben Jamal, who is the person whose organisation was responsible for that projection, is he Muslim?
But it's anti-Semitic.
Is he Muslim?
To live at the sea,
I just want
known to be anti-Semitic.
Don't change the subject. You said it.
Yeah,
I'm picking up on it. You've described him as a Muslim running around London. Ben Jamal. Is Ben Jamal... Listen. You want to ring me up? That's fine. But get your facts right. Is Ben Jamal Muslim?
I don't know.
He's not. He's Christian. Let's move on.
Right.
So let's deal with the substance of Anderson's remarks, shall we? He says, I heard the comments by Suella. I don't think Islamists have got control of our country, but I do believe they've got control of Khan and control of London. Let's take the first bit. Where's the evidence that Islamist extremists have got control of Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London?
What, for me personally?
Well, you said lots of people agree with them. That implies you agree with those comments.
I'll tell you what.
Who's got control? Which Islamists have got control of Khan?
We had 3 women, terrorist charges, and the Muslim judge let them walk out of court with a slap on the wrist.
Which Islamists have got control of Khan? You come on to a national radio station and made that assertion.
Who controls the police? In London.
We do. Do you understand the concept of policing by consent?
No. Control the police in London.
Honestly,
so
listen.
Why does he allow these things to happen with no arrest?
Steve, I can't have a conversation with you unless you're prepared to engage with some facts.
Do you
Just lower him for a second. Let's see whether he'll actually listen. Steve, let me explain some fundamentals about how this country works and how the Metropolitan Police work. What we have in this country is something called policing by consent. The police are, in fact, we give them permission to wear uniforms and in some cases carry firearms in order to protect us. This is unique, I think, to this country in comparison to the rest of the world. It's a wonderful thing. Khan does not control the police, though the police are answerable to him. There we go. Let's see whether he can engage with some facts.
Met Police. Truth or not? Khan's in charge of the Met Police.
No, he is. The Met Police are answerable to him. Who is in charge of them? Who is in charge of the Met Police? Who is the top cop at the Metropolitan Police, Steve? Who is the top cop at the Metropolitan Police, Steve? Who is it? It's a man called Mark Rowley. It's a man called Mark Rowley. Is Mark Rowley one of the, quote, Muslims running around this country?
Right.
Is Mark Rowley one of the Muslims running around this country, using your phrase, my friend?
We have a proper discussion now, right? In London, who has control of the Met?
Who is the top police officer? I'll ask you once more.
I never said that. I never told you that. I never asked that question.
They are answerable to us. The mechanism for that is Sadiq Khan.
No, I never asked that.
You're completely unable to have this conversation with me, Steve, I'm sorry to say, because you simply will not accept facts, which is why you've come onto a national radio station. You are misinforming the public. I'm trying to correct you. You won't engage in good faith with me over this, or you have, and I'm sorry to say this, Steve, been so brainwashed by the social media and the WhatsApp groups with which you engaged that I don't really understand how we can continue this conversation.
Well, who controls the Met in London?
I've told you.
It does. The Mayor has control of the Met in London.
Okay.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's a fact. And you can't deny that, surely.
Okay. Let's start again. If you believe it is Sadiq Khan solely who is in control of the Met, are you calling me up now and telling me that Sadiq Khan is under the control of Islamists?
So why do we have London Bridge stopped? Why do we have Big Ben? Why do we have Big Ben
you
lit up?
Try and engage.
Anti-Semitic?
Try and focus, Steve. Try and focus.
Go on,
Are you suggesting that Mayor Khan is under the control of Islamists, which is what Lee Anderson said, something you claim lots of people, and for some reason, apparently you told the producer, Northerners, is something that they believe.
Don't distract North. Don't sound like that, please. That's not the way to say Northerners like that, because that's just.
I'm quoting you, darling. Answer the question.
Don't call me darling either, because I'll tell you what.
Sexist.
Honestly, please.
Is that sexist? Is a little sexist?
Yeah, but don't ever call me darling.
Oh, why not?
Because that's just sort of like a bit derogative.
Not really.
Bit.
You're a Londoner, aren't you?
It is a little
Are you a
bit.
Londoner?
I am, yeah.
Well, I'm a Londoner too. We're always calling each other darling. But if you'd prefer I didn't, that's absolutely fine. Let's get back to the material issues here. Do you believe Sadiq Khan is under the control of Islamist extremists?
I'll say what I think, and this is like truthfully, right?
Come on.
As a London boy, yeah, who's moved out of London now.
Go on.
Right,
one Londoner to another.
And I look at it, and I think too much is being given to these marches.
Right.
And
you still haven't answered the question.
To be honest with you, it's like, with that judge, with them three girls, and you look at Big Ben with nothing actually done in the meantime, you can see that the country sees this as a takeover.
By whom?
Well, who do you think is marching?
British people exercising their right to protest?
Exactly, yeah. So if it was just...
And there we have it. British people exercising their right to protest have taken over Britain. God forbid. Steve, I've got to let you go because we've got to get to the news. But, sir, will you do me a little favour? Go to the fridge, open it up. If there's a drink in there that says Kool-Aid, for God's sake, stop drinking it and pour it down the sink. Thank you very much indeed. Steve from somewhere.